Morning.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this July 24th. We are at 6:29 this morning, and we are going to take a look at our weather with meteorologist Megan Dusmall for a look at the forecast. And Megan, we've been talking about this heat. I know it's probably not defined as a heat wave, and some people are even saying it's going to get cooler if you consider 80s cooler.
Well, when I said cooler earlier, I mean just back to normal temperatures, but we still have a whiles away before we get there. But yeah, we kind of have this hot temperature sitting over us, and it will continue for the next several days, unfortunately. So let's get into that forecast for you. We'll have those 70s as you start off the day, looking at some mid 70s more towards the west, 75 in Somerset, 76 in Monticello. This afternoon, though, those 90s are really making a comeback. We'll see those 90s from now until next Wednesday. But as I mentioned, we do have some hope as we're traveling into the second half of your next work week and towards the next month. As we look at satellite and radar, all in all, not too bad, nice and clear. We do have some sprinkle chances for the day, but that's about it. Main headline for the day will be those hot temperatures, so make sure you're staying hydrated, especially this afternoon. Amelia.
2 people are dead after a crash in McCreary County. State police say it happened Tuesday on U.S. Highway 27 in the Stearns community. They say Pearl Gooden was driving a Toyota SUV when it went off the road before hitting a guardrail. The vehicle later overturned multiple times. Pearl Gooden was pronounced dead at the scene. The passenger, James Gooden, later died after being taken to Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital. Police say a person was stabbed in Logan County, West Virginia. Logan County Sheriff's deputies say that it happened just before 10 o'clock yesterday morning in the Mann community. Deputies say the victim was stabbed by 72-year-old Johnny Pruitt. According to deputies, several witnesses at the scene say Pruitt and the victim were involved in a physical altercation on Main Street when Pruitt took out a knife. Police later found Pruitt at his home in the Acoville area. State police are investigating a possible murder-suicide in Harlan County. Police say they found 2 people dead at a home in the Close Plant community. Police believe there was a domestic situation between a husband and wife. They say the woman was shot and killed while she was leaving the home. Troopers say the man died after a self-inflicted gunshot wound while on the front porch. Their names have not yet been released. It was a tragic scene on a southern Kentucky lake. 2 men, brothers, were on Laurel Lake when one jumped in the water and was killed when the boat hit him. The other is now charged with a crime because police say alcohol was involved. WYMT Phil Pendleton takes a closer look at what took place.
2 brothers out on Laurel Lake, but the day ended with one dead and the other taken to jail.
A complete tragedy. We hate to go to stuff like that.
The coroner says 53-year-old John Peace jumped into the water and went under the boat and then was hit by the prop. Fish and Wildlife officers charged his brother Don with vehicular homicide and operating a watercraft or boat while intoxicated. People say they know how dangerous the combination of water and alcohol can be.
Oh no, it can happen in a second. All you gotta do is take your hand off the steering wheel. That's all it takes. The boat will immediately jerk to one side or the other, usually to the right.
Police say that they spoke with Don Peace along with 2 witnesses, and they say there was a strong odor of alcohol all around them. And they say that when they approached Don Peace, at first he refused the field sobriety test, but later he consented, which did show a strong presence of alcohol. The officer also said Peace had bloodshot eyes and showed signs of impairment. He remains in jail.
And of course, in the state of Kentucky, just like anywhere else, it is illegal to drink alcohol and drive any kind of motor vehicle, whether it's a boat, a motorcycle, or a car, or whatever.
People say that it was truly a day that began with fun to get ended in the worst possible way.
I can't imagine. I mean, you're out here trying to enjoy the lake, have a good time, maybe fishing, whatever, boating, and then something like this, it just in a second turns into changing the rest of your life and your family's life also.
Peace remains in jail under a $100,000 cash bond. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Fish and Wildlife Resources are investigating the incident. We're also told state police and the Laurel County Sheriff's Office responded. A Richmond man is facing charges after police in Laurel County say they found what they believe was cocaine in his possession. That incident happened on I-75 Tuesday night, about 10 miles from London. After Laurel County Sheriff's deputies pulled Logan Cottrell over, they say they found a snorting straw along with marijuana and digital scales in addition to the suspected cocaine. He was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. The 3 men charged in connection with the death of Amber Spradlin are scheduled to appear in court today. A pretrial conference was scheduled for M.K. McKinney, who was charged with murder in the case, along with his father, Michael McKinney, and Josh Mullins. In May, we reported Special Judge Eddie Coleman granted a venue change request in M.K.'s jury trial, going from Floyd Circuit Court to Pike Circuit Court. AAA says vehicle theft tends to increase in the summers, and experts warn the crimes are getting more sophisticated. Criminals are using technology to bypass security features, and in some cases, social media challenges have encouraged theft. Lori Weaver-Hawkins with AAA says in the U.S., a vehicle is stolen every 37 seconds. And even if you're not a victim yourself, AAA says you're still paying for it.
Vehicle thefts cost Americans more than $8 billion with a B dollars a year. So it's huge problem. Even if your vehicle isn't stolen, it's still a problem for you because that causes insurance rates to go up for everyone.
AAA recommends locking up, never leaving keys inside, and staying alert, even in your own driveway. They also encourage using steering wheel locks, alarms, and GPS tracking as extra protection. If your car is stolen, Hawkins says to call police right away, then contact your insurance company. The summer heat can be tough on people, animals, and even your vehicle. AAA says extreme temperatures can damage batteries, fade paint, crack interiors, and even affect parts like tires and airbags. When parked in direct sunlight, the inside of your car can get up to 200 degrees. Heat also puts extra wear on your engine, hoses, and belts, all of which can cost you later on.
People think, oh, it's just, high temperatures, it's hot when I get into my car, but actually understanding that these other things can happen due to the heat is important. It has a major impact on the value of your car if the sun is causing some of this damage. And it can also cost you for the cost of repairs down the road.
AAA recommends parking in the shade or using a sunshade when you can't. Keep your interior clean, use leather conditioners or seat covers, wash and wax your vehicle regularly, and check tire pressure often to avoid blowouts. Well, it's easy to rely on your phone for everything while you travel, but AAA says if you lose signal or your battery dies, you could be in trouble. Experts say the best way to stay safe on the road, especially in remote areas, is to plan ahead. This includes printing out directions, bringing a paper map, and sharing your travel plans with someone you trust. If you do break down without signal, officials say you should stay in your vehicle. It's easier for help to find you there.
You don't want to find yourself in that situation and have no idea what you're going to do, how you're going to get to this destination, because now you don't have your smartphone to guide you. And so the first thing that you want to do is prepare ahead of time. All these steps are things that you need to think about before you ever leave your driveway.
AAA also recommends packing an emergency kit with water, flashlights, jumper cables, and a first aid kit, and carrying a physical credit card just in case your phone or digital wallet fails. The Perry County School District is providing some assistance to families and students for the 2025-26 school year. The school district announced through a grant from Impact for Rural Kentucky, students will be given necessary school supplies on the first day of school. Each classroom will be provided with age-appropriate supplies designed to help parents and students.
Purchasing school supplies doesn't seem like a lot, but it is, especially in today's economy. Things are so expensive. And some families have multiple children, so they're not just buying crayons and pencils for one student, they're buying for 3, 4, sometimes even 5 students. So by providing students with these school supplies, that financial burden is just lifted off of these families' backs.
Teachers also say this will give all students the same opportunity, and every student will have what they need for their work. Some parents could face a judge if their child misses too many days of school, even with a doctor's note in a Tennessee school district. Lawrence County school officials say they will no longer take doctor's notes to excuse a child's absence. It's part of a new effort to help their low attendance rate. After 3 absences, schools will start an intervention. If the student misses 8 or more days, the family will be referred to the Lawrence County Juvenile Court for truancy.
You could end up failing the grade. You could fail the course. You're going to be petitioned to court. You're not going to participate in graduation, get your driver's license permit.
Well, some parents just are not thrilled with this decision, including Rebecca Sanchez. She says her 10-year-old daughter got sick a lot last school year.
How does that make sense? As a parent, how can we give someone else the rights to say what's wrong with our child?
There will be exemptions for verified chronic illnesses. If the child is sent home by the school nurse, it will count as a tardy.
These clear skies this morning will continue all day long, only seeing some slight sprinkle chances throughout the day. Storm chances will return as we're heading into the weekend. But in terms of temperature, here's what you need to know. We're looking at those 70s this morning. A little bit cooler for some of our Virginia counties, 62 degrees in Clintwood, 63 in Grundy this afternoon. We're all looking at those 90s. So be prepared for the hot temperatures today. Make sure you're wearing some shorts and some sandals if you need to, and stay hydrated. Here's what you need to know throughout the next couple hours. 70s this morning, partly cloudy skies, mostly sunny to partly cloudy as we're heading into the midday hours. And by this evening, temperatures will be in the low 90s. Amelia.
Well, thanks so much for joining us on Mountain News this morning at 6:40.